Obviously, it was a big weight cut for him. He's obviously getting bigger, growing. I think it's a good move for him. I just think it's bad timing.
Best MMA guys. But yeah, I think it's pretty underrated. I think a lot of people just think he'll be able to hold me down. But yeah, I think I got some tricks to get up.
Della Maddalena warns Islam Makhachev that moving to welterweight could backfire. Tensions rise as both fighters prepare for a clash that could define their careers. As fight week kicks off, betting markets heavily favor Islam Makhachev. Luke Thomas and other experts caution that the matchup against a prime Della Maddalena is far from straightforward. Media hype and strong support for Makhachev have pushed the odds further in his favor, and many analysts agree that the fight could be more competitive than the lines suggest.
I think that there's starting to be a lot of people that are just sort of, there's been a lot of Makhachev boosters in the media. You're hearing a lot of stories. I saw, for example, Ali's obviously advocating for his guys, but more than that, I saw, this is one example, but I'm saying this kind of thing is happening a lot. So Punahele Soriano did an interview with Mike Bond. Did you see it?
No.
So it was funny. He was saying one time, this was during the pandemic, he was rolling up to Extreme Couture and he had no one to train with for whatever time.
Luke then addressed why betting odds heavily favor Islam Makhachev, pointing to his clear power and dominance in training and lower profile for Della Maddalena. He highlighted examples of Islam overpowering larger training partners, showing just how difficult he can be to challenge. Thomas noted that JDM's smaller media presence also contributes to the one-sided lines.
He's like, I got no one to train with. They're like, oh yeah, we'll send Islam to go. And he was a full, Soriano at the time was a full 85er. And he said Makhachev just fucking murdered him for 2 hours. He couldn't do anything to him. He was like, I'm an 85er and this guy's a 55er. I can't do shit to this guy. And you're hearing I've just noticed there's a lot of that happening going out there. And the other part too is I don't know how the odds makers ultimately, what evidence they cobble together to make their odds. But the fact that JDM he's not like a big media star. I know he's done some stuff, particularly in Australia. I know he had an interview out with Izzy recently. And
building on Luke Thomas's observations, Demetrius Johnson praised Islam Makhachev's versatility and complete fighting skill. He noted that Islam excels in striking, grappling, and submissions, making him a top contender in any division. Johnson added that moving up to welterweight will let Islam perform without the strain of a tough weight cut, increasing his effectiveness.
Islam Makhachev is probably right now the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world because I feel like he can do everything. He can strike, he can kick, he can grapple, he can throw judo, he's got great submissions, he knows where he's good at, great training, and now he's going up to 170 where he's going to be healthy. He doesn't have to worry about the weight cut, and he doesn't have to worry about draining his body to make that weight cuts.
Previewing past fights, Johnson analyzed the critical positions Islam can exploit on the ground. He explained that if Della Maddalena is taken down, maintaining proper posture is crucial to avoid openings for submissions. A single misstep could allow Islam to secure a choke, leaving very little room for escape. Fighters preparing for Makhachev focus on defending these key positions to survive his grappling threat.
If this is Islam's head or his hips, I have to come up like this. That way, when he tries to come and choke me, he can't get past this position, which is against his hips. So that's the biggest thing that he needs to do. If JDM gets taken down, he cannot wrestle up. If he wrestles up, it's going to be curtains, and Islam is probably going to get that choke like he did here. Pushes him away, comes up, gets it, wraps it up, and he's got it. There's literally nothing you can do. Once they get that, it's pretty much curtains.
Johnson concluded that precise positioning and awareness will be crucial for Jack. Defending against Islam's grappling is key to staying competitive. Success will depend on strategy and careful execution in the cage. He emphasized that even small mistakes could turn the fight in Islam's favor.
So we'll see what happens. And if he gets this shot against JDM in the middle of the octagon, he's probably going to succeed with that takedown. I think JDM and Craig Jones, they know that, and they're preparing for, like, what do we do if we get taken down in this space? This space right here is good. If Islam tried to take it down here against the cage, he'll most likely have a harder time. But if he's able to get it down here, he'll get the takedown, and then he's going to try to force JDM to wrestle up, get the head and arm, and look for the choke.
Moving forward from Demetrius Johnson's assessment of Islam Makhachev as a highly versatile and complete fighter, Rampage Jackson and Luke Rockhold reinforced this view, highlighting his mastery in wrestling, grappling, and striking. They pointed out that his skill combination makes him extremely difficult to handle in the cage. Islam's adaptability and technical proficiency were noted as major reasons for his dominance.
Luke, here we go. We got one for you. This is a good friend of yours, Islam Makhachev. Your relationship with him, and why do you think he is so dominant as a
Back
fighter?
to wrestling versus jiu-jitsu. You have a dominant wrestler that has jiu-jitsu. I knew everyone's like Charles Oliveira is good. He ain't that good when it comes down to world-class jiu-jitsu, world-class grappling.
You don't think Charles Oliveira is good jiu-jitsu?
World-class. I'm talking world-class grappling, not MMA class grappling. He don't have it comparably to a guy like Islam Habib.
Jackson described sparring with Islam, noting his toughness and unexpected strength. They also mentioned his striking achievements, including the knockout of Vulcan's Mustang. The conversation framed Makhachev as a versatile fighter whose skill put him ahead of most opponents. His ability to adapt across multiple disciplines was highlighted as a key factor in his dominance.
He's gonna get dominated, just like he did. Like he didn't have a chance in hell. People thought like he could submit him. No, he can't.
Rampage, what do you think made Islam Makhachev so good and still makes him so good, especially with him moving up a weight class now?
I've never seen him fight. Not one. I've never seen not one of his fights.
Wrestling, man. Wrestling, grappling, striking. Islam
Luke,
always had
when
it
did
all.
you meet Islam?
I think I used him for like my Machida camp back in the day.
Expanding from earlier analyst insights on Islam Makhachev's versatility, Tim Welch and Joe Riggs discussed Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight, noting his added size and strength near 195 pounds and the new challenges it creates against Jack Della Maddalena. The weight jump adds another layer of complexity to the matchup, and they also highlighted how this change could impact Islam's cardio and overall performance in the cage.
Yeah, he looks fucking scary, man. So I'm excited for this fight, man, because JDM's big though. Like he's not. I don't think people realize that. You know, it's one thing talking about the stylistic matchup, but this is genuinely, you know, Islam going up to a different weight class for the first time in his career. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how his cardio holds up, bulking up that much, like going up a weight class. I'm sure that changes how you train. But yeah, I'm super excited. It looks like a good fight.
Yeah, because Islam said in the past, he says after those weight cuts to 155 pounds that he's probably at 60% when it comes to going into the cage.
They also examined the fighter's physical attributes and styles, emphasizing that Islam's previous extreme weight cuts may have limited his performance at lightweight. Competing at 170 could allow him to perform closer to his full potential while demanding strategic adjustments in the cage. The analysis underlined that preparation, positioning, and adaptability will be crucial for both fighters as they enter the octagon.
I mean, that guy is an unbelievable fighter. It says, I don't know.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get... You're not cutting that much weight, you could be stronger. But again, Islam versus JDM. JDM probably walks around 200, 205 pounds. He's a real welterweight. God, I'm pumped for that fight. That is probably one of the fights I'm most pumped for. And if Islam stays at 170, who knows? Usman says he wants the title for shot. He wants the winner of that fight, which is sweet too. But welterweight, I'm pumped to see Islam at welterweight because I do think he's going to stay there. I don't think he's going to go back down again.
Following Tim Welch's observations and earlier analyst insights, Joey highlighted Jack Della Maddalena's win streak and title rise after defeating Bilal Muhammad, contrasting it with Islam Makhachev, who has dominated lightweight and is now moving up to welterweight without tough weight cuts. He noted curiosity around their size and strength matchup, setting the stage for a high-level clash.
JDM's on a crazy long win streak. He beat Bilal Muhammad, who was on a crazy long win streak, to win the title in one of the best fights of 2025, arguably the fight of the year in my opinion. That gets no respect. And then you have Islam Makhachev, who's dominated the lightweight division for a while. He's decided he wants to move up. He no longer has to cut weight. We don't know truly, even Islam doesn't know, truly how much he has hindered himself by cutting down to 155. And now he doesn't have to cut that extra 15 pounds. He's putting on weight. He looks massive now.
He also examined the stylistic battle, pointing out that Islam's grappling versus JDM's striking creates a complex matchup. Joey questioned how Islam will adapt if he struggles to control JDM on the ground, and whether JDM's scrambling and striking will challenge the Dagestani star, especially with submission threats in play.
JDM on the feet is an absolute savage. Nasty body shots, good boxing, but you can't forget, people forget this, Islam Makhachev is one of the best strikers in the UFC. Now, a lot of that is predicated on the takedown threat. So that's where this fight gets super interesting, because if Islam can get JDM down but can't control him, JDM's not going to be fearful of the takedown threat. And so therefore, JDM is able to get off a lot more on the feet. So that's where it's going to be really interesting. And then also, Islam, he's nasty. He can lock up a sub in a split second.
Finally, Joey discussed career implications for both fighters. A win for JDM could boost his star power, while Islam's second belt could cement his legacy and potentially lead to retirement. He also highlighted future welterweight matchups and called the card one of the most stacked in recent memory. The outcome of this fight could shape the division for years to come.
Look at the way he did against Moicano. Look at what he did against Dustin Poirier as well. So JDM, while he's scrambling, getting wild, can Islam latch up a Darce choke? Can he latch up a guillotine? Can he latch up a rear naked choke? Take the back. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. And it's so meaningful because for JDM, it's crazy where JDM is in his career, because he's on this long win streak. He wins the title of a title shot that he didn't really even deserve. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve it, but he still needed kind of that one win to get the title shot. And now, in his first title defense, he gets an opportunity to put an all-time GOAT in his prime.
And moreover, Robert Whittaker weighed in on Islam Makhachev's jump to welterweight, noting the move could help him retain more strength and stamina compared to his previous tough weight cuts. He pointed out that the higher division presents new challenges and uncertainties for Islam's performance. Fans and analysts are eager to see how this transition will impact his fighting style and effectiveness.
And that's the question everybody's asking. And that's kind of the question. It's the same situation as Topuria as well. How good is Topuria? But what's he going to look like upper weight division? Same with Islam. By all reports, though, the weight cut was really hard for him, like really, really hard. He's super strong for that weight division, which, you know, must translate well to moving up, making it a little bit easy cut. Maybe he gets a little bigger. It's yeah, I'm very. That's the $1 million question. Everybody's asking the same thing.
Robert Whittaker noted that while there are many uncertainties in the matchup, Islam Makhachev has the tools to outperform fighters like Belal Muhammad with even greater efficiency. He acknowledged that Jack Della Maddalena showed he can handle tough fights, highlighting his hunger, resilience, and X factor. Whittaker also emphasized that JDM's adaptability could make this clash highly unpredictable and exciting.
There's so many unknowns involved, but saying that, I think that Islam can do everything that Belal does, but way better. Okay, way better. So, and the fight, I thought Jack handedly had the fight, but it was a fight. Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there. You know, he's got the ticker, and you know, just like with Belal, just like with Burns before, I think he can do the impossible.
Last but not least, Michael Bisping highlighted Jack Della Maddalena's potential for a decisive finish if he can execute this game plan effectively. He acknowledged Islam Makhachev's status as a heavy favorite due to his elite training and Dagestani lineage, but stressed that even top fighters remain human and can be challenged in the right circumstances.
Conversation, if Jack Della Maddalena beats Islam Makhachev.
I just see like a finish. I see a finish happening. I see the crowd going wild and just turning to the corner and just see him going berserk.
Now, Islam is a big favorite, and I kind of understand why, okay? Because he's a special kind of fighter. When you look at him, the lineage that he has for number one from Dagestan with Team Habib and Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, they're cut from a different cloth. They are a different breed. But they are still only human.
Bisping also drew parallels between JDM's victory over Belal Muhammad and the upcoming bout with Islam, noting that Muhammad's style shares similarities with Makhachev. He emphasized that JDM's strength, pace, and grappling skills make him capable of testing Islam, setting the stage for an intriguing and competitive matchup. The comparison suggests that JDM's previous experiences could give him valuable insights to challenge Islam effectively.
Della Maddalena's last fight was against Belal Muhammad, and I've said this multiple times. That is the perfect warm-up fight. If you're going to face Islam Makhachev, the fight before it, by the way, when you become champion of the world, you go up against Belal Muhammad, who's kind of in some ways a welterweight version of Islam Makhachev. Yes, that sounds insulting to Islam, but they've got very, very similar styles. Look at what Belal Muhammad was able to do to Leon Rocky Edwards when he took the belt off him in Manchester, okay? It was a great performance. He went out there, he pushed the pace, he out-wrestled him, he picked him up, he slammed him on the head, he landed with the hands. It was a really good, strong performance.
In conclusion, the highly anticipated fight between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev is set to be a landmark moment in MMA. JDM brings a strong win streak in dynamic striking, while Islam enters with elite grappling, refined striking, and the chance to perform at a higher weight without the strain of cutting. The clash promises intense action and could significantly impact both fighters' legacies. Beyond the skill matchup, the fight sparks curiosity about how Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight will influence his stamina, strength, and overall strategy. Observers are keen to see whether the additional size and reduced weight cut will give Islam an edge, or if adapting to a new division introduces unforeseen challenges. Meanwhile, Jack Della Maddalena's ability to capitalize on openings, maintain pressure, and adjust his approach in real time adds further intrigue to the contest. With both fighters carrying momentum, skill, and high stakes into the cage, this matchup promises not only thrilling action but also career-defining outcomes that could shape the trajectory of the welterweight division for years to come.